Hey, what's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be doing like a basic tips, basic guide just for demons in general. So really just bare bones, pretty basic. But I'm seeing like a lot of demons struggling out there. I'm seeing a lot of people wanting like balance changes, but honestly, I think if everyone's like on the same page as far as like game knowledge, they see like you don't really need too much balancing. What's really going on out there is a lot of people are just very unfamiliar with the mechanics of the game or have like a deep understanding of how to be competitive, Survivor and Demon side. So right now I'm just gonna help out the demons a little bit. I will switch over to Survivor though. I'm getting a lot of like requests to help Survivors. I'm not just a demon main. I play both sides. But yeah, first things first, guys. Like if you're playing demon, this game is hard, guys. Like I just want everyone to know that like this is not a casual video game. So if you're brand new to demon and you think you can just turn it on and like casually play and you want the win, it's not going to happen, guys, okay? This game is actually hard. I would not consider this a casual game. I would actually consider it a competitive game. And then the second thing for brand new demons, guys, it is really hard to win when you are not level 45. So any levels before then, if you are catching W's, amazing. But as unfair as it sounds, you should expect to lose like almost every game before you're 45. And I know that stinks, that sucks. I don't know if they can do something to help out the lower level demons. But I've even like, hopped on an alt account, tried to play at like level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, sure, every now and then you'll get like your super like brand new solo players that are probably rank 1 themselves, and sure you can get a W, but you should be expecting to lose every game prior to 45, guys. So like two things going into demon right off the bat: the game is hard, it's competitive, and two, you really need to get to that 45. So if you don't like losing like consistently, maybe play Survivor. The spirit points transfer, so you don't have to play like one Survivor and then that experience goes into that one specific Survivor. You can literally have like play on like a Warrior Ash and then take that experience and then go put it on your Necromancer. So for like brand new demons or like lesser leveled, if you guys want, just hop in like your solo queue on Survivor and just save the spirit points. Like don't spend them on Survivor, save them, send them right over to demon. So those are two things people should be aware of right off the rip. The second thing, I would check out Swing Point has a really good video on how to find survivors off the bat. So that's really important when the game starts. What you guys want to do as soon as the game starts is you want to have basically time management going off in your head. So you just want to be thinking grind experience as much as possible. So the best way you can do it is actually finding survivors. Swing Point has like a good triangulation video on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work that well on the big map. The newest map, the castle, it doesn't work at all. Survivors can spawn on the objectives on the new map, so it doesn't work. But on the new map, the castle map, what you can do is actually look at their fear. So if the fear is skyrocketing, they're probably in the south. If it goes up like a tad bit and then it goes away, they're probably in the top left or top right. So look at the fear on the castle map and that'll help you find them. But again, when the game starts, you guys want to be thinking like grind experience. You want to get as many levels as possible. So you can do that one of two ways. You can go set traps, which will give you like a tiny bit of experience. And then once you get higher, it slows down a lot. But in the beginning of the game, it can definitely help you out. Boxes and chests are major, so you'll actually hear like kind of like a ringing noise. That means there's like a box near you guys. So as a demon, if you actually trap that box, you're gonna get a tremendous amount of experience. So that's one of the best ways to level up early, is to actually look for the boxes or listen for the boxes and trap those. One thing you guys don't want to do off the bat, and I hate having to constantly repeat myself, but I know a lot of people have been manipulated and lied to about doing this, and they think it's actually a good strategy. It's a terrible strategy for getting W's. Do not just go flip cars for like 4, 5, 6 minutes, guys. That is not the way to play this game. That's the way you beat up on bad players, okay? That's how you guarantee yourself a win versus bad players. But you never even need to do that in the first place. You can just go kill them. So don't do that, guys. It stinks I have to say don't do something as a beginner tip, but don't go start the game flipping cars, guys, okay? Try and grind experience and have it in your head, right? Almost time management. You want to get as much experience as possible, as quick as possible. So set traps and try and locate the survivors as quick as possible. And then the next thing you guys are going to want to do is learn the level up system. So when you go in, you'll see like on the bottom right the threat level with the upgrades. So like right there, bang. You guys want to learn what to level up. So for the most important generally is the possession upgrade. On Necro and Warlord, you're not going to be able to upgrade that to later levels. Puppeteer can get it right away. But what you're going to learn is what's really important in that section. So pretty much your portals are major. Your basic portal is going to be your best friend in almost every build and every game you're playing. So you really want to get that right away. You want to ignore certain things. Demon Vision, stay away from that. The Infernal Revenue, stay away from that. Especially if you're Puppeteer, it's almost pointless on Puppeteer. It doesn't even do anything to Tier 5. So try and stay away from Demon Vision, stay away from the Infernal Revenue, go right into your portals and possession. That's really the best. I always recommend on Puppeteer to go Tier 3 traps, but it's not always a requirement. I personally think it's the best thing to do, but if you're brand new, you should probably go for your portals, to be honest. And then pretty much what you're going throughout the game, guys, like you just want to always be trying to get experience. One of the quickest, best ways to get experience is the fear. So if you look on the bottom left, the marker under their names, you'll see like the Shinobi 720. See how he's like full red? That means he's scared. He's feared up. So as you can see, the Amanda, she just ran into a trap. Now she's highlighted in red. She's feared up. If you just get into one of these survivors like bang, see I instantly level up, and you'll see the level up on the bottom right. This is one of the best ways to level up, guys. Even if you just get in that survivor and then you get back out, you will get a tremendous amount of experience for it. You'll also get a lot, like if you just start doing damage to that survivor. So if you like, take over survivors, start shooting them, start hitting them, the other survivors with a gun, or you're hitting them with melee weapons, the other survivors, you will get a lot of experience from that. So getting survivors scared and possessing them is a super fast way to get experience. And then pretty much what you want to do as a demon is you want to locate them, and then if you can't locate them, what I always recommend is just go trap your objective. So say it's the big map, you have absolutely no idea who you are, and you could be the greatest demon in the world, you're not always going to find the survivors right away, right? So if you can't do that, guys, what I recommend is you just go right to the objective, start trapping them. If they don't have an Ed on their team, Ed can actually get rid of traps, but there's no Ed. There's no way for the survivors to get rid of traps, right? Like they can't shoot these things. They can't do anything to these things to remove them. So if there's no Ed, once you place traps, like they're permanently there until the survivors trip them. So it's never a bad idea to go trap the objectives when you can't find them, especially if there's no Ed on the team. And then other things you want to understand, so when they start these zones here, if you look at the bottom, you are always going to be getting constant energy. So the economy is something that's very different to any other game. So that's something you really want to get used to. So you'll see too, like with the portals, they cost a certain amount. Just to get in a creature possess a creature costs a certain amount, and then so while you're in it, it's going to be burning energy as well. So getting used to the economy in this game is major. I would say that's one of the first things you want to learn and practice and pay attention to, because the economy in this game is everything, and sometimes it can be a little flunky, and like even the best demons, trust me, we throw down portals and go to possess, but we're not paying attention, so we have no energy, we get kicked right out, or we place the portal, and that was all the energy we had, so we can't even possess. So trust me, even the best demons make mistakes. So you really want to get the economy down as much as possible. You want to get used to picking up the crystals, coming back, kind of get into the ebony and flow of the game, which is pretty much, come, play portals, attack them. Once you're done, leave, get your energy, and come back and kind of rinse and repeat. So that's very important. The other thing, like brand new demons need to understand, I see this mistake a lot of times as well, is possessing and getting into the Deadites is massive, okay? For whatever reason, the AI is not very aggressive in this game. They do not really attack. So possessing the Deadites and the monsters is extremely important, okay? You could have about 10,000 AI surrounding one survivor. They probably won't do anything, right? One survivor could probably fight off all that AI, right? But if just one possessed Deadite is stronger than the 10,000 AI. So guys, you have to possess, okay? Just placing portals is only gonna hurt you. it's just going to cost you your economy. They're just going to kill it, and they might even gain resources from it. That creature might actually drop them ammo, colas, amulets, things like that. So don't just ever just place portals with no intention of getting in the monster or the deadites. Always place them and know that like possession is key. Getting in them is key. The AI is extremely very bad at fighting on its own. So you've got to make sure you're possessing. And then pretty much as you go throughout the game, what you want to get used to is just leveling up, figuring out all the ways to get experience. Damage is like really one of the best ways too. And then when you're going through the game, guys, like you almost always have a shot at the book. So no matter how the game's going, you always have a shot at the book. So I know a lot of people get discouraged throughout the game. You know, they go to fight a hunter, they can't hit the hunter because they keep dodging, or they're doing damage, but the Cheryl just keeps healing. This game, especially after the latest patches, is really based around the end game. So it used to be, you know, you could come out and win, you know, a good demon win within like 5 minutes consistently. The game is really based around the end game now. So like, don't worry about like, you know, what's going on through the beginning of the game. Don't get frustrated. Don't get mad. You know, this game is really based around the end game, and it's really fair for the demon as far as like getting the book broke, kind of regardless what happens. So your main goal throughout the whole match is just be grind experience. It's not necessarily get that W right away. It's not, you know, kill all 4 survivors. What should be going through your head is just get as much experience as possible so you're as strong as possible for the end game. And then what you really want to do too is kind of learn like the attack patterns of all the units you get into. So you're going to have primarily just 2 attacks you're losing, which is your light and your heavy. If they're running away from you, they're dodging. Always try and do the light. The light kind of like sucks you into them. It pulls you into them. And then the heavy is going to do the most damage, but it's really slow and it's very easy to dodge. But if, you know, you're up in their face, you got like 2 lights, like don't be afraid to throw the combos, throw the heavies in there, but you really want to get used to that as well. And then what I recommend too for like all new players is try and stay away from the elites, guys. The elites on like the Necro and the Warlord are really tough to use. They're really slow. Their extra moves aren't very good, like the Trident throw or the running. Like, yeah, you can kind of do some damage, you can kind of get them, but they're not really that good. So I recommend just really, you know, getting a lot of practice in with the basics. And then pretty much the end game, where I see the most demons mess up, is for whatever reason they just don't want to attack the book. So I don't know why people do this. I get into like extremely sweaty matches where I'm like, wow, this demon's it's a super good game. I'm with like my best team. We're basically undefeated as a team. And you know, we're having problems. We're struggling. We're sweating. This guy's doing really good. And then for whatever reason, it goes to the dark ones, and then they just want to keep attacking survivors. Guys, do not do that, okay? Go for the book every time. Like, regardless of what's going on, just go for the book. You have a very good opportunity to go for the book. So I don't know if anyone wants to leave in the comments, like, why they personally don't go for the book, because it's a very common thing that I'm seeing nowadays. But guys, as the demon, go for the book every single game, okay? It's not that hard to break. A lot of times the survivors will take just, you know, damage just from like AoE attacks, damage just from getting in your face as you're hitting the book. So a lot of times you'll even end up just killing them, and that's not even your intention. Your intention's going for the book, but you're killed. So don't be one of those demons that, you know, doesn't go for the book. Go for the book every single game, guys. Like, that is your goal at that objective. And then just like some other side notes, like other things I see people get do bad with as far as playing demon is they get really mad and frustrated at very silly things, right? So if survivors are flashlight clicking you, or they're just clicking the light on and off, like, just relax, guys. Like it's not that big of a deal. I've seen people yell about it. I've seen people scream about it. I've seen demons start making like super absurd mistakes because it's like irritating them so much. Guys, it's just a stupid little flashlight in a silly game from a franchise that's generally about being silly. So, like, it's not a personal attack. No one's offending you guys. Relax about the flashlights. And then the cars, too. I see a lot of people freak out and yell about the cars. If they're getting in cars a lot, what you want to do is just possess it and then just sit in the car. So you don't want to just sit there, possess it, and then try and drive it away. They're going to shoot you, take all the energy extremely easy that way. Or if you just bump into them, even if you just bump into them slightly, like all your energy is going to be gone. So if they are driving cars, just possess it and then just chill, sit. Like they'll put a ton of damage on the car. They'll probably break it as well. So don't worry, like, if they're driving around a lot. When they're driving, they're not gaining loot, right? Like, you're grabbing still orbs. You can still throw down, like, you know, as you're flying, you can throw down a portal for experience, right? Like, if they're just constantly driving, you're constantly picking up energy in your mags, you can just throw a basic portal down in the middle of the road knowing it's not going to do anything just to get experience. So, like, as they're driving, they're not gaining anything, but you can still gain. So you can still get the upper hand even if they're driving around. So that's like another thing, guys, is like don't get too emotional. It's just a video game. People love to troll. People love to have fun. And, you know, even when people are like flashlight clicking or like flashing the car, they could just be having fun with their friends. It doesn't mean they're like trying to troll you and be mean to you. So definitely relax there. And then really, I would say what's most important is just getting used to the book and getting used to breaking the book. This is also another good tip. Anytime you possess a survivor, always run them into a trap. That'll get their fear up a little bit. It's going to give you an extra unit to use, and then it's going to give you experience as well. So definitely always do that. And then I would really just try and like learn how to play the book, guys, because that's really where you're going to get most of your wins at, especially if you know you're lower level or you're kind of struggling being able to get the survivors down. The book is key, guys. Like, you can do really good on the book, kind of even if you weren't doing good prior in the entire game. So really, when it comes to the book, the first two things you want to do when you go to the dark ones, this section, is you want to place 2 proxy portals. So what those will do is those are just going to sit there and they work kind of like a proximity mine. So the portals, none of the units will jump out unless the survivor actually goes near it. So you can put your elite one down and your basic right on the dark ones. And then what that's going to do is once it goes to the book stage, that's going to give you 2 extra portals that you wouldn't be able to have, right? Because those are extra portals compared to the other ones. So those are really going to help you out on the book stage. And then you can always do the book rush as well, which is it's a dirty exploit, guys. I know there's a lot of demon mains are going to tell you it's not, tell you it's fair, tell you some ridiculous stuff. But the book rush is definitely unfair, and it's definitely an exploit, and it's definitely basically a guaranteed win versus, you know, non-teams, or even teams that just don't know how to prevent it, right? They don't know how to 99 the dark ones, they don't know how to check for proxies, so it's definitely dirty. But if you guys are looking like you're new players and you're trying to get wins, definitely look into doing the book rush, but just understand that it is pretty dirty and it should be something that gets patched and taken out. But basically what that is pretty much you can go into the dark ones, and the survivors can't, right? So you can run a unit directly into this dark one, and then as soon as it pops, starts attacking the book, the dark ones are going to push them back, so they literally can't stop you from hitting the book. And just getting like a few, you know, 5 heavy attacks on the book prior to the timer starts is massive. Like, that is a big deal. A lot of people try and downplay it like it's not. No, it's a very, very big deal, and it's very game changing. So I think you'll end up seeing me even do it here. So like, bang, they pop it, you get in right away. I didn't even do it like that well, because look, as I fart, the timer hasn't started yet, so like I could have even done this even quicker, right? Because it's usually about 10 seconds. But if you're trying to get W's, guys, that's one thing you can do in the current meta to make it very easy. I'd say a lot of demons are actually just winning off the book rush. But again, so like, always go for the book. Like, you know, you see the Pablo's hurt, the head over here is hurt. Like, I see a lot of people just switch and be like, oh, he's almost dead, I'm gonna attack him. No, guys. Like, 100% hyper-focused on the book, okay? You don't want to go for anything here but the book. And then, you know, look how insane you can just destroy the book. In 30 seconds, I win the game, right? Like, that was a super close game. They split pushed me. You know, they drove cars. A lot of things, you know, people would get mad and upset about. None of that mattered, right? Because you just go to the book and break it. But yeah, so I'll do going forward, I try to just get like some basic tips out there as much as possible. But I'll do going forward is I'll get a guide out for the Warlord and the Necro, and then I'm going to switch over to Survivor. Because I see a lot of people, you know, complaining about balance in this game, balance, but a lot of people just don't even know the basics of this game or how to play it. So I think if everyone gets on the same page, just like knowledge-wise, like people wouldn't be complaining about basics so much. But yeah, if anyone has like any other questions, need any other like tips or anything, feel free just to let me know. But everyone enjoy your day and take care as well. Thank you. Bye.